Hey, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm late. I was
No
baking a cake
worries.
and I lost track of time and I'm so sorry.
No worries. We all live such busy lives nowadays.
Yeah. Um,
Lisa, correct?
yes, I'm Lisa and you're Deborah, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Well, I see this is your first time with me. Have you ever been to counseling before?
Oh, no, no, not really. I've never really had any problems in my life. I mean, up until now, obviously. But I don't know. I'm a pretty go with the flow type of person, so not much affects me, you know?
Yes, you seem very much like that. Well, this is a safe space. Anything you need to say or want to say, you can say it here. I will ask some questions, maybe pepper in some thoughts, but this process all really starts from you. Does
Mhm.
that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
Great. Well, speaking of questions, what brings you here today?
Oh, well, I've just been through an awful breakup, and I don't really want to get too into it, but he was a manipulative creep. And it was great at first, I was seeing old friends and stuff like that. But recently, I've just been feeling really lethargic, and I've been having a terrible time sleeping or doing anything, but especially sleeping. I always feel like I'm hearing things. But then I saw your ad on Facebook and I thought, why not give it a shot, right? Your price for first time appointments made it super easy for me to pull the trigger.
Well, I'm glad that our promotion made the decision easier for you. And I would like to get to all of that. But first, I want to ask, what do you expect out of the counseling process?
Oh, I don't really know. um, to find my groove again, I guess, if that makes sense. It's just been such a weird time in transition for me. I'd love to learn how to navigate it.
It must be stressful for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not used to not sleeping or doing anything. It's just been a huge downer on my life.
Downer. Would you use that word to describe your mood throughout all of this?
Um, Not really. I mean, at least not all the time. I spend most of the day just kind of in bed, not really doing anything, binging YouTube and eating whatever food I can get a hold of. But when I do bring myself to get up, I feel really anxious, and I don't know. I live alone though, and my apartment is pretty high up, but it's just an uneasy feeling.
Let's put a pin in that. You mentioned getting out of a relationship a while back. How was your life like after?
Oh, it was absolutely liberating. He fought against the divorce for so long. It was freeing just finally being away from him. And like I said before, I was seeing old friends. I picked up salsa dancing and rock climbing again. It was incredibly fun.
Was? What happened to those friends and hobbies?
Oh, well, I don't know. It was great for a few months, but then it felt like people were avoiding me. My friends stopped texting me or inviting me to things. People stopped asking me to dance at dances, and my rock climbing buddy just dropped off the face of the planet, maybe literally. um, but I don't know. It's been weird. It feels like everyone's been ignoring me. Maybe that's why I've been feeling so antisocial lately.
It sounds like you're not getting the attention that you're used to getting.
Yeah, yeah.
If you could wave a magic wand and make anything happen in your life, what positive changes would you make?
A magic wand. Like, are you my fairy godmother or something?
I'm sure it sounds silly, but the idea is that setting goals, even small ones, can help motivate you in life. So what I mean to ask is, what makes the problem better?
Huh. Well, I don't know. People, I guess. Yeah, even talking to you right now is making me feel 1,000 times better. You have no idea how long it's been since I've talked to someone, like actually talked to someone face to face. So thank you so much for this, truly.
Of course, that's what I am here for, to help you. So going back to the first question, if you could make any positive changes in your life, what would they be?
Not just the obvious, right? Like $1 million or something, because that would be great. Um, um, but thinking about it, I mean, I'd love it if my friends would actually text me back instead of leaving me on red. Although things were getting a little bit awkward there at the end.
Awkward? How so?
Um, well, okay, so there was a group of us who hung out a lot during college, right? Before I met my ex-husband. There's Tiffany, Rachel, Karen, and me. And well, after I started dating my ex-husband, I stopped hanging out with them, but they all still continue to hang out with one another. And then after the divorce, I was finally able to text and catch up with them. Um, I don't know, but then small things started happening that were sort of weird.
Like what?
Well, like they had all of these inside jokes from back when I wasn't able to spend time with them. And it felt like every once in a while, one of them would be giving me the evil eye behind my back. And every time I'd come back from the washroom, they'd all be whispering together in a huddle. And I swear they were talking about me. But I don't know. It felt like they had a reason to stop talking to me. I just didn't know what it was.
So, would you say that you felt left out of the group? That even when you were with them, you felt isolated?
Yeah, exactly.
And what about any other friends?
I never really made any other friends. All the friends I had while married were more my ex-husband's friends, and any friends I made through salsa dancing or rock climbing just dropped off eventually.
I see. And what do you think the reason is for people not wanting to socialize with you?
I don't know. Maybe I'm boring or a terrible person. I didn't want to bring him up again, but it keeps happening. But when I was with my ex-husband, I always felt like I was in his shadows. All of our friends were his friends, and felt like they just put up with me because he was there. I couldn't hold conversations well with them, and they all led such incredible lives, and felt like they talked to me out of pity, almost. But at least then I had people talking to me.
So, it sounds like you had more social success while you were married. You have brought him up a few times. If you would like to discuss your relationship with him, I think now is a good time to do so.
Yeah, I should probably tell you his name, and his name was Dale. And Dale he was something. He was a businessman that I met straight out of college, and it was love at first sight. We had a whirlwind romance for about a year before getting married, and it was crazy. I was crazy. And since he made so much money, I didn't really have to go into work or anything like that. So I just focused on being the perfect trophy wife.
Hmm. Were you happy?
Uh, yeah, I think I was until it ended.
And why did it end?
I saw his texts. So he would go on these business trips and he'd be gone for weeks at a time. And they wouldn't be so bad since we Skyped every night before going to bed, but then I saw them. I saw his texts while I was at home alone. He had this woman on the side that he would bring just on his business trips. And every night while we Skyped, she was there, either next to him or below him or wherever, just somewhere where I couldn't see. I was heartbroken. I loved him more than I could say, but I just packed my bags and I left. And the divorce took a while, but it was eventually finalized, and that was that.
Thank you for sharing. I know it must be hard. What did Dale do after you found out about his adventures?
He tried to apologize, but I didn't want to talk to him. He kept begging me to stay, telling me that things would be different this time, but I don't know.
And how do you feel about him now?
I don't know.
Would you say that you still love him?
Maybe. Yes. I don't know. It's just confusing and it hurts.
Of course, that's understandable. But if Dale were to show any effort to change, would you consider reconciling with him?
Maybe. I'd have to think about it, but maybe.
Well, that looks like all the time that we have for today. How are you feeling?
Sad and confused, but maybe a little better. I think this was helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah.
Of course. Of course. And shall we schedule the same time next week?
I think so. I have a lot to think about, but I'll see you next week.
Sure. All right. I will see you then. Bye, Lisa. Hey. Yeah, I just got off with her. Yep, no, she was surprisingly straight for the crack. I think in a few more sessions she'll reach out to you. Yeah, of course. Of course. It's my job. That's why you're paying me the big dollars. Yeah. Oh, and if I could offer you a piece of advice, yeah, tone down the sleep hypnosis, the surveillance, and the rumor spreading. The first two are making her uncomfortable, and the last one already did its job. Yes, she came once. I will keep her coming back without all that nonsense. Yes, I will keep you updated. And I will talk to you next week. All right. Bye-bye. Men.